Well, there is a crucial vote today in the Pacific Northwest that could be another referendum on national policy, really. People in Oregon are headed to the polls. They're casting ballots on two initiatives that would raise taxes on businesses and on individuals making over $250,000. Dan Springer joins us now live from Portland, Oregon. Dan, you know, this is really a microcosm for what we may see in many other parts of the country, isn't it?
Well, it certainly can be, Martha. You know, we're always looking for that bellwether. What's the mood of the country? And certainly we found out yesterday that the RNC, the Republican National Committee, sent a staff out here to work on the No campaign, hoping to build on that momentum from the Scott Brown victory in Massachusetts last week, hoping to show that the people out there want smaller government and government restraint. Conversely, we're also seeing that state houses around the country, governors around the country also have budget holes that they're trying to fill, and they want to see if a blue state like Oregon, which has been anti-tax in the past, if they will indeed vote to tax themselves higher, they might then decide to take measures like this to their voters. Martha?
Yeah, well, how do the supporters of this measure justify taxing in this economy?
Well, they argue that it's only going to affect a very small percentage of voters. About 2.5% of the people of Oregon make over $125,000 as individuals or $250,000 as a couple. They say that the corporations have to pay their fair share. Conversely, you got people on the other side saying you never want to raise taxes during a recession because you are taxing the very people who create jobs. And this state has 11.1% unemployment. This is a huge tax increase, about $730 million, which is 5.5% of their budget over the next couple of years. So the big question everybody is trying to answer for themselves is now the time to raise taxes?
The middle class right now can't afford to pay more. The richest 2.5% of Oregonians can afford to pay a little bit more, and we're asking them to do that so that our kids can stay in school, get a good education, our seniors can get the services they need.
Is this a good time to try to raise taxes? Wow, I sure wouldn't have tried that. I mean, that's drinking the Kool-Aid, trying to raise taxes right now. I don't know what'll happen.
Well, the economists do know that one thing that will happen is if you raise taxes on businesses, and this is an across-the-board tax increase on businesses, you will end up having higher prices. This raises the marginal rate. It also raises taxes on companies. If they don't make any money at all, they have to be taxed on their sales, their gross sales. So this is a big tax measure, and again, it's being watched closely around the country.
Yeah,
Martha?
And they're unlikely to do any hiring under that scenario as well. Dan, thank you very much. Dan Springer reporting from the great Pacific Northwest.
Martha, we told you about the brother of former Olympic figure skater Nancy Kerrigan, accused of assaulting their father and causing his death. Our report earlier today said Mark Kerrigan pleaded guilty to assault during his arraignment on Monday. Kerrigan actually pleaded not guilty.